Hello, YouTube. This is Set Free from the Trap Street. I'm on here to share that everybody in this world is not a child of God. Everybody don't belong to Jesus Christ. Everybody don't belong to Jesus Christ. Just because people say God bless you and have a blessed one. Yes, Jesus Christ made people, he created people, but everybody in this world do not belong to Jesus Christ. Just because they to a building on Sunday morning and play church, people in this world don't belong to him. They haven't surrendered to him. Just because someone says God bless you, have a blessed day, have a blessed one, people in this world do not belong to Jesus Christ. They belong to themselves. They belong to themselves. They're following themselves. They don't belong to Jesus. Mm-mm. Nope. They haven't been to Christ just because they go to a building on Sunday morning. Yeah, people in this world do not belong to Christ. They don't. People who are living in this world do not belong to Jesus Christ. They don't. Just because people go to a building on Sunday and go through the motions and play church, they don't belong to Christ. They don't belong to Christ. People who are living in this world do not belong to Jesus Christ. Yes, Jesus Christ made people. He made them, but they don't belong to him. Just because someone goes on Sunday morning playing church, that does not mean that they follow Christ. A whole lot of people is on that Jesus talk. God bless you. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed one. That's lip service. So people who are living in this world do not belong to Christ. They don't. They do not belong to him at all. No, it's a bunch of people out there that they're a fan of Jesus Christ. They're not a follower of him. They know about church and how to play church, but they're not really with Jesus Christ. So yes, Jesus Christ made people, he created people, but people who are living in this world do not belong to Jesus Christ. They don't belong to him. A bunch of people in the world who pretend like they with him. They can tell you all the lingo and they know all the stuff, all the head knowledge, but it's all a game they playing. They're not with him. So people who are living in this world do not belong to Jesus Christ. Romans 8:14. Those who are led by the Spirit of God are children of God. And the Spirit you received did not make you a slave so that you live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought about adoption to sonship. That's why it cries out, Abba Father. The Spirit himself testifies, the Spirit, that you are children of God. Now, if we are children of God, heirs of God, indeed we suffer in order that we may share in his glory. So Romans 8:14, you a child of God when you got the Holy Spirit of God in you, when you're being led by the Holy Spirit of God. But if you don't have the Holy Spirit and you're not filled up with God's Holy Spirit, you don't belong to Jesus Christ. That's in the living word. Then he said to examine, let God examine you to make sure you're in the faith. God will examine you to make sure you're in the faith. It says it right here. Examination. Examination to make sure that you're in the faith. Examine yourself to see whether you're in the faith. Do not realize that Jesus Christ, of course, failed the test. So you got to let God examine you. A lot of people are pretending to be with Jesus Christ. God bless you. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed one. They're not with Jesus. It's a whole bunch of people. They're pretending to be with him. They don't belong to Christ. They belong to themselves. Because actions speak louder than words. People know how to play church and how to play games and how to fall on the floor. That's not Jesus Christ either. Run around the building. That ain't Jesus. People, people who are living in this world do not belong to Jesus Christ. If you don't have God's Holy Spirit on the inside of you and you're not filled with God's Holy Spirit, you don't belong to him. Just because you say God bless you and have a blessed day, you have a blessed one. Without God's Holy Spirit on the inside of you, you don't belong to him. That's what it says right here. And Romans 8:14. Those who are led by the Spirit of God are children of God. Okay? So you did not receive, it says, the spirit you receive, you did not receive the spirit of slavery so that you would live in fear again. Rather, the spirit you received brought forth adoption, sonship, and by him crying out, Abba, Father. So people who are living in this world today do not belong to Christ. If you're not filled up with God's Holy Spirit, you can go to church and play church all you want, quote scriptures, sing songs, play church, and still be empty as a vacant building. People are playing church today. They're not filled up with God's Holy Spirit. You got a lot of fans, but they're not followers because a lot of people don't want to surrender to Christ. Being filled up with God's Holy Spirit, being led by God's Holy Spirit. I'm just going by what's in the Word. The pastor said, growing up that everybody's a child of God. No, everybody don't belong to Christ. Everybody has not surrendered to Jesus Christ. Being filled up with God's Holy Spirit, that's how you a child of God. You can get a brand new spirit and get filled up with God's Holy Spirit. I know this is a different message to her, but everybody is not a child of God living in this world today. Just because they say God bless you and they play church on Sunday morning. When you filled up with God's Holy Spirit, that's how you a child of God. He said, unless you're born again, you said, how can I go back into my mother's womb? He's not talking about that. He's talking about a spiritual birth, a spiritual birth. So that's what God wanted me to share. Romans 8:14. I pray you check it out. Click the subscribe button down there. All the glory go to Jesus Christ. Bye-bye.